Despite having millions of subscribers, an intensely loyal fan base, and pretty much everything going his way, this famous YouTuber mysteriously disappeared from the face of the internet. No announcements, no explanations, and no goodbyes. While YouTubers quit and abandon their channels all the time, there was something mysterious and almost ominous about Ceeday's disappearance from YouTube. Apart from the conspiracy fueled by fans and other creators, Ceeday had shown signs of his disappearance in the past in the same ominous manner. However, this time, it feels more permanent. For Ceeday's disappearance to make sense, we first have to understand how and why he became such a big deal in the first place. This part of the story takes us all the way back to 2014, but before then, one of the things that makes Ceeday's story and disappearance interesting is that nobody knew anything about him. He was one of the very few creators who kept their personal life very personal. 8 years as a creator, nearly 400 videos posted, and not even one video about himself. In fact, the only verified information about him is that he's from New York. Other than that, some websites claim that he was born on May of 1998, but there, we could not find the original source of this information. The only verifiable information on the internet about Ceeday were his gaming skills, great humor, and unique storytelling style that made him one of the most popular and legendary Fortnite creators of all time. Now, while Ceeday's first YouTube video only went up in 2016, his account was created in 2014, when he had been a content consumer. It took 2 years for him to finally upload a video. At the time, Ceeday was just a kid playing Destiny and making videos to show off some of the fun stuff he was doing. Ceeday started out by showcasing his gameplay highlights and commentary on Destiny and Destiny 2. Despite that, these videos were not as viral as the Fortnite videos that came later on. They already started showing the signs of what made him so popular. Unlike creators who just posted plain gameplay videos, Ceeday put a spin on it with funny commentary, storytelling, and enhanced edits. He used memes, fast-paced editing, and comedic reactions to make the videos more engaging. In addition to his unique gameplay, Ceeday created challenges for himself that offered a great payoff to his viewers. The icing on the cake of all this was his great personality that Ceeday added to his videos.
I could only body shot, man.
Well, since Destiny had a very niche player base, Ceeday's fame remained within the community. Little did he know that one Destiny server down day was about to change his life forever. With Fortnite looking like the next best thing, Ceeday decided to check out Fortnite for a video since he could not play Destiny.
Kill me. I know there's no Fortnite in the thumbnail or title, man. It's called getting debated. It happens.
Interestingly, this was supposed to be temporary. Ceeday considered himself a Destiny creator and only expected the Fortnite video to be something temporary. With time and just how popular Fortnite was getting, Ceeday started making more videos about the game. Contrary to the sweary, noisy Fortnite players, Ceeday brought this unique mix of skillful gameplay and hilarious editing. He pretty much turned every match into a comedy show with his characteristic use of sound effects, memes, and his own reactions to make his videos.
Little bitch.
Safe to say, he was not just playing Fortnite, it was more of a performance. Each video was a mini adventure of its own, and it fit perfectly with the already chaotic fast-paced style of Fortnite, from default wars to challenge videos. He also had the Try to Win series where he accomplished the most ridiculous missions with little to no effort. With the exponential growth of Fortnite came the exponential growth of Ceeday's channel. The unique spin to his videos turned him into the go-to guy for Fortnite content as he racked up millions of views and continued to gather his massive following. But as the popular saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility, and all that fame and stardom seemed to be more than Ceeday could handle. And a few short years after he went viral, strange things began to happen with Ceeday and his channel. At the peak of success in early 2018, with numbers that would cause most creators to go even harder on the grind, Ceeday went radio silent. He just stopped uploading videos. No tweets, no explanations, just gone. For someone who uploaded nearly every day of the week, it was too easy for fans to notice his sudden absence. And then comes the big question: what happened to Ceeday? Had he quit? Was he taking a break? Did aliens abduct him? Needless to say, the theories ran wild. It's also worth noting that this sudden absence was preceded by a video where he talked about stopping his daily uploads.
Listen guys, I'm sorry for missing so many days during the week. The worst part about it is I can't even begin to get into the bullshit of why I couldn't upload. Just so you guys know, I'm doing fine. Things should be going back to normal soon.
He explained that it was becoming a struggle, and he was also looking to improve the quality of the videos that he uploaded, so it would make more sense to reduce his upload frequency. In hindsight, this was probably just the first sign of what was to come for Ceeday's YouTube channel. Ceeday went on to make a community post stating that he was moving houses and it was taking a lot more time and effort than he had imagined.
Weeks, then make one video, then leave for another week, then make another. You know what I mean? It's Monday and the move is basically done. My setup is pretty much up too. I need to make it echo proof. I'm sorry about that.
He did return after about a month to post a video titled "I Survived Ligma," which was a jab jab to speculations that he had died of the condition. At first glance, a 1-month break was not a lot. However, it seemed that this break had done something to Ceeday. While most fans were relieved to have their beloved Ceeday back, this break seemed to trigger something that being away for 1 month could not fix. It was also worth noting that towards the end of 2018, something really strange happened to Ceeday's channel. In his usual style, and without any prior explanation, most of Ceeday's channel got blacked out. The profile photo and the cover photo simply disappeared and were replaced with black colors. Some people concluded that he may have been the victim of hackers, but all of his videos were still intact. Furthermore, no other weird or suspicious content was posted in this period. He quickly responded to all the speculation with a post, explaining that it was all part of a rebrand process that required taking down the images he used when he first started. The assets he used for these brands elements were designed when he was solely a Destiny 2 gameplay creator. Now that he had shifted focus, he wanted the brand elements to match the new focus of his channel. However, it did not take long for anyone watching closely to realize that there was a lot more to the breaks that Ceeday was taking than he had led his audience to believe. All of these were smaller steps that led up to a series of unannounced disappearances that led to the imminent downfall of Ceeday. About 6 months after his break, Ceeday disappeared again in March of 2019. This was yet another unannounced leave from making videos. Apart from the fact that there was absolutely no prior information, he did not leave any updates about why he was leaving or when he would be back. This time, his absence lasted for 2 months, leaving fans and foe alike to speculate what had happened to Ceeday. He did eventually return 2 months later in May of 2019 for the special release of Fortnite's collaboration with the Avengers, playing the game mode called Endgame. He barely gave any reason for his disappearance. His next vanishing act came about a month after that video in June. However, this time, there was not too much speculation since he participated in a Fortnite tournament organized by another creator. He returned in July with 1 upload and disappeared again. There were no uploads from Ceeday between late July of 2019 and January of 2020. Upon his return in 2020, it looked like everything was back to regularly scheduled programming. He even made some jokes about how his channel was suffering as a result of his constant absence.
And I'm back.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't care.
And he was back to the grind. Unfortunately, this was merely the tip of the iceberg. Upon his return in early 2020, Ceeday uploaded a few more videos that really sold fans the idea that he was back for good. And just when it was starting to look real, he's gone again. This time, it's for nearly 2 years. No uploads, no updates, just silence. This was longer and very much scarier than any of his former actions. Fans went into detective mode, looking for whatever clues they can find about his whereabouts or reasons for his absence. Had he completely given up on YouTube? I mean, that would make some sense considering that he has been open in the past about not feeling inspired to create anymore. There were also speculations that he had been dealing with personal issues. Most fans still held out hope that Ceeday would make yet another grand return in his usual style, but as time passed, that hope started fading. If this was truly goodbye for good, the least he could have done was to let his 7 million subscribers know that he was leaving. It was rare for a creator of his size to completely go dark, and this fueled further controversy about how and why he disappeared. His absence was heavily felt in the gaming community, as no one really did it quite like Ceeday. While his style had inspired many other creators who came up after him, there was a uniqueness to Ceeday's content that made him an unforgettable creator. Then, in December of 2021, Christmas came early for Ceeday's fans. He made an epic return with a brand new Fortnite video titled Last Year's Video, and let me tell you, the hype was real. Fans rushed to the comment section, celebrating the return of their favorite creator. He acknowledged his long absence, but in his usual fashion, he kept the details to the barest minimum.
Ladies, gentlemen, you know, it's not easy to explain a nearly 2-year absence. And let's be real, those last 2 years were no normal 2 years, man.
The video felt like a love letter to his fans, a way of saying, I'm still here. It was classic Ceeday, very engaging, well edited, and full of chaos, laughs, and everything in between. And just when everything seemed to be alright with the world again, Ceeday vanished. It felt a little different this time. This time, the silence was deafening. Some fans concluded that he was finally closing the chapter on his YouTube career, while others still believe that he intends to make a full comeback. As of the time of making this video, it has now been about 2.5 years since Ceeday posted a video. There seems to be an air of permanence to it this time. This then begs the question of why? Why does one just up and leave at the peak of success? Well, we may never have a clear-cut answer about why Ceeday continued to disappear and has disappeared for the last 2 years. There are some logical conclusions that we can't come to. One of them being burnout. Creating high quality, heavily edited videos that people actually enjoy watching for 6 years straight in the manner that Ceeday did was bound to get exhausting at some point. it would not be out of place that he probably wanted to take a break from the highly stimulating world of gaming and content combined. Next is his personal life. While creators may almost seem like abstract beings that exist outside of reality, life outside of YouTube does exist. There is a chance that he had priorities outside of content creation and wanted to make time for those things. Considering that he constantly kept his personal life very private, the possibility that he chose to leave without exposing personal details would be understandable. And then of course there's loss in Fortnite. Over the years, Fortnite has changed a lot. Several updates to the game have lost the initial core of what made it so exciting in its early stages. I mean, could it be that the game just wasn't fun for him anymore? Possibly. Coming to something that you no longer enjoy every day just because of an audience can take a toll on a person's mental health. So, will we ever see Ceeday again? Well, the sad truth is that no one has the answers to this question. As it stands, we can only draw conclusions based on what we already know. Ceeday has managed to keep a massive cloak of darkness over his personal life that has made it extremely difficult to find out anything about him. It's clear that a lot of fans still miss him, so whenever he returns, if he does, it's likely going to still be a big deal for most people. And while we're on this topic, it is also worth considering that regardless of how many subscribers and followers these massive creators have, they are still human with their own personal lives. Whatever Ceeday is up to, we hope that it is fine and that he's having a good time.